thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, my pleasure.
I've been looking at the census project, reading all the papers, and I realized that, I'll probably get a better picture of what the research project and the genesis of it from you. If you can just start off just describing what is the actual goal, what's the vision behind Censys?
So a lot of work in security is anecdotal or ad hoc. We look at one instance of an attack or a vulnerability and try to generalize from it. In my research group, we started a project that really tries to put security on more of an empirical footing, trying to look at it as almost in an epidemiological way. The idea is almost like making a map or a scale model of the internet in a box you can interact with in real time, immediately.
I know for a lot of people, the question is, oh my goodness, you're collecting all this data. Are you hacking? Are you attacking? I mean, it sounds like right here, this is all basically public information that you're pulling together.
Right, and we actually have a very strict line about what we will collect and what we will not collect. We never log into devices. We never try to change their configuration.
So you're not using the default password to see which one works?
Correct, correct. And we're not trying to exploit any vulnerabilities. Instead, we're looking at ways of how can we understand how these devices are configured by only using the publicly available data.
So let's talk a little bit about use cases.
Sure.
It's one thing to say we have all this data and we're going to get more data and we're going to make this data really rich and useful. What can you do with it?
It provides this information to researchers much more quickly than many traditional tools. Because of that, oftentimes administrators are looking at reports from weeks ago and trying to patch their own network. And that's much, much slower than attackers are looking for problems today. And so we can also use this perspective to help people understand what their network looks like today. And one of the goals of Censys long-term is to make that even faster, so that when an administrator is trying to look at their own network and they're trying to fix a problem, they can start to look at this data in real time.
Just in the same way that we try to study problems in disease by looking at not only individual cases, but at what happens over a large population.
So the body in Censys case is the individual devices, the laptops, the IP cameras, everything. What is the disease that we're looking for?
Well, you can think of the body as individual hosts or networks, right? Those are the population of things that we're trying to study at a large scale. And then the disease, the health problems, are individual vulnerabilities, are risk factors that predispose people to being compromised.
So, I guess an example would be if I know that there's this specific Apache vulnerability, I can quickly find out what kind of IP addresses, what kind of devices may be predisposed to that.
A lot of the problem with people not patching seems to come from devices that people aren't even aware or under their responsibility.
Yeah, you can't patch what you don't know you have.
You can't patch what you don't know you have, but the attacker might well know you have it, might find it, might exploit it.
If you can just show some of the things that just what Censys looks like.
Sure. One thing I can just pull up right away, I think that's a really fun search, is to look at what's in Ann Arbor.
So this would mean it will give me every IP address in Ann Arbor?
Correct. Anything located within the city. And so we can see right away we're starting to pull up. There's a couple of Google hosts. A lot of these are at Merit.
So we're seeing about
half a million hosts, yes, in Ann Arbor.
Where do you see the project evolving? What are some of the future goals that you see?
Well, I want to see security as a whole become much more data-driven and much more empirically sound, and make security solutions that work. We want to see security as a whole become driven by data.
I wonder, though, if you're kind of expecting a little bit too much growing up. I'm not sure the industry is ready to graduate to that level yet.
I think that this is the future. That both customers are going to demand solutions that work, and solutions that are actually based on empirical sound data are going to be the effective ones.